Good afternoon everybody, welcome to Rick Outdoors. I thought I'd do a video today on the gear that I took on my recent wild camping trips. So I'm going to go over what I took with me and what I thought about the particular pieces of gear, whether they worked, whether they didn't work, anything that I wouldn't have taken, anything that different that I would take next time. So I'll start off with the bag, and the bag is a Montane Trailblazer 44, so it's a 44 litre bag. I really like this bag. It's really good quality, it's stylish, it looks great, it feels great, and there's a lot of things that I love about this bag. There are a couple of bits that that I'm not so keen on. In the long run, I don't think this is the right bag for me, for a couple of reasons. I think it's slightly too small for what I want to use it for. It is a fast packing bag, so it is very much made for traveling light, fast packing, moving quickly through the mountains. You know, if you've got an ultralight setup. I don't have an ultralight setup. My gear is fairly light, but I wouldn't say it's ultralight. And in fact, I've just weighed this, so this is everything in here, excluding water, and that's 9.8 kilos. I think this bag probably functions better when it's not so loaded. I think I would want a bit more padding. I'm not saying it's not comfortable, it is very comfortable, but I think, you know, if you're adding water, I think on a recent trip with water I was at 12.8 kilos, and I think if you're carrying that sort of weight, I think you need the additional padding. But anyway, I will talk about a few of the features on this bag that I like. First of all, there's somewhere to put my trekking poles. I use a trekking pole tent, so that's really useful for me. I can attach them to the outside of the bag, and I know that they're secure there. These are Black Diamond Trail Cork trekking poles, which I absolutely love. Really light, really strong. Another thing I really love is this big mesh pocket on the front. So in here, I've got an empty Nalgene bottle. Great thing about this is you can just grab stuff out of here. I've got my waterproof, easy access, and there's also the rain cover. I bought a rain cover for the bag. I've got everything in dry bags anyway, but just, you know, there's nothing worse than your gear getting wet. I've got my trusty camping mug attached on here. These straps on the side are really useful for stuffing things down the side. So I've got my sit mat on this side. Nothing on the other side, but you know, you could put something down there. And both sides have these, I don't know if you can see from there, have these stretchy mesh pockets with zipped pockets, which are really great. They really stretch out. You can shove a lot of stuff in there. There's another one of the features that I love about this bag. So in there I've got my water filter, and I've also got my hat, gloves, buff. Again, easy access. If the weather gets cold, you can grab those out straight away. Now, a couple of the things that I'm not so keen on is behind this pocket, you've got this other pocket here, and that really is difficult to put anything in when the bag is full. So yeah, I don't know what they're for, but for me, there's one on both sides. They're not that useful because you can't really get anything in and out of there. There's also this pocket here, big pocket, big zip, but again, when the bag is full, it's quite difficult to, you know, it's quite difficult to get anything big in there. So in here, I've just got my pegs, which is, you know, it's nice to have them somewhere where you can access them quite quickly when you arrive to your camp spot. And I've also got a spare guy line, spare bungee, So yeah, all the sort of tent bits in there. Last thing you want is when you get to your spot and faffing around trying to work out where your pegs are. So at least I know they're just in there and I can get to them straight away. Another thing I really love about this bag is these two pockets on the straps. So this pocket here, I've got my compass in there, and there'll probably usually be some cereal bars or snacks or etc. And then in this other one, I've just got a soft flask. So that's really nice. And I guess that's part of the whole sort of fast packing design of the bag, that I can have a drink without having to stop, because this is here and I can just drink whilst I'm on the move. Okay, so I think that is all the side pockets. So let's go into the main compartment. I do like these roll top designs on backpacks. I prefer them to the ones where you've got like a lid. I think it's easy to stuff things in. Yeah, I just prefer them. I don't know, it's probably just personal choice. Oh, one thing I will say, there is personally, I'm not keen on the hydration bag things, but you can there is a pocket in here for one, and you can obviously have the tube coming out so you can drink from it. So in the top, first of all, stuffed in the top, I've got my down jacket. I like that on the top. If I get cold, if it's cold when I stop, I can just, I can just grab that out of the top, and it squashes down nice and small. It's a mountain equipment one, nice and warm, nice and light. So yeah, I love the jacket. That will always come with me. And then next is my tent. So the tent is a Xmid 2-person solid. Again, squashes down quite nice in here. I've got it in a different, this isn't the original bag, this is a set of Sea to Summit dry bags that I've got. I like to keep everything in dry bags, just so I like to be organised. I know some people might say it's extra weight, it takes up extra space and stuff, but for me, I like to know where everything is, what's what, so I can just, stay organised. The tent, I love the tent. It's really light, it's really spacious, it's easy to pitch, but maybe I'll do a video on the tent, just purely on the tent at some point. Next in here, I don't know if you can see this, there is a zipped pocket inside the bag. I've never put anything in there because when the bag's packed up, you can't really access that pocket too well. So yeah, I don't know, it could be useful for something. But I have, next is again another dry bag. In here is just a few electronics. So I've got my power bank, I've got a little pump, Flextail pump, which is really cool. I'll show you that. So this is it. It's very small, very powerful, pumping up the sleep mats. It's also got a little light on it as well. So once I've pumped up my bed and my pillow, I can hang this inside the tent. So that's really cool. Next in here I have another dry bag. This is my food and anything that goes with sort of eating or drinking. So in here I've got a fire pot meal. These are quite nice. They do fill you up. I think it's definitely worth taking something that's going to sustain you. I've got these coffee pouches, which are really cool. I used to take a AeroPress with me, which is like a mini, it's kind of like a cafetiere, like a travel sort of cafetiere type thing, but it takes up quite a lot of space, whereas these, they store flat, and they're very quick to use. You just fill them up with water, wait for it to brew, and then you can undo this little nozzle and you've got yourself a fresh coffee. And these can be reused as well, which I think is really great. They're recyclable, reusable. Yeah, so these are brilliant. Also in this bag, some titanium cutlery and just a little knife as well. This is an Opinel knife. It's really sharp. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had to use it for anything, but I think it is useful to carry something like this when you're out camping. Next, I have these are my spare clothes. So in here, I've got my sort of thermals for sleeping in, some merino wool thermals. I've got spare socks, I've got a jumper, I've got spare t-shirt, spare trousers. Then we have my cook kit. So this is just a fairly cheap titanium pot. It's got 750 millilitres, which I think is a sort of perfect size for camping on your own. You can put enough water in there to do a coffee and your dinner at the same time, which is a bit of grass in there. This doesn't fit inside, unfortunately, so that just sits in the bottom of the bag. But then in here, this is a Soto Windmaster stove, which is absolutely brilliant. It is brilliant in the wind. Last time we used it, it was very windy, and the wind didn't really seem to affect it at all. It still boiled the water very, very quickly, within a couple of minutes, I'd say. So yeah, that's a brilliant piece of kit. And the smaller sized 100 gram gas canister fits in there as well. So yeah, that is, I think this is definitely what I will always be taking, cook set wise. Right, we're down to the last couple of bits in here now. So this is my sleep pad. It's a Kilos Gear Aerocloud sleeping pad, and I've just got my pillow tucked in the top here as well. The things I like about this is it's very, very comfortable. This is the large size, so it's wide. It's 26 inches wide, and it's nearly 80 inches long, which is 202 centimeters. So I think I'm about 178 centimeters tall, so I could probably get away with a shorter mat, but it's also 10 centimeters thick as well. And yeah, it's really, really comfortable. So this mat has an R rating of 5. Now, I was out camping last weekend and it got down to about 2 or 3 degrees. So I was quite cold during the night, and one thing I noticed that where I was lying, where my body was touching the mat, was where I was feeling cold. So one thing I would say is I'm a little bit dubious on whether this mat is warm enough for colder weather. But like I said, extremely comfortable, feels fairly decent quality. It's a little bit slidey, but they're all going to be with that sort of material. So for 3-season camping, which is mainly what I do, I think this is something I might change for something a little bit warmer. And last but not least is my sleeping bag. So I've got a Rab Ascent 500. Really nice sleeping bag. It comes in its own dry bag, so you can squash this down. I could probably squash that down to even, probably even half that size if I really wanted to. Squashes down. Really nice material. Very, very comfortable. It's nice and spacious. I like to be able to curl up, with my knees up within the sleeping bag. I don't like to feel restricted. So I think if you're the sort of person that gets claustrophobic, then the Rab Ascent sleeping bags are great because they do have lots of space inside them. This is, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's comfort rating down to about 1 or 2 degrees. So again, the other weekend it got down to about that temperature and I was cold. So I'm considering replacing this for something different. I don't think it's warm enough, which is strange because normally I'm not a cold sleeper. I'm a very warm sleeper usually at home. But I think for me, I'm going to be looking for something different. Maybe upgrade to the 700, or another bag that I'm looking at is the Outkit Pipe Dream range of bags, which I understand are quite a bit lighter as well. That'd be my main worry. For getting a warmer bag, obviously it's going to be heavier, it's going to take up more space, which I don't have in this rucksack at the moment. So yeah, thank you for watching. If anyone has any suggestions, comments, questions on any of the gear, then please feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.